I'm not for suicide, but I'm also not against it. I'm real in between when it comes to suicide. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why people commit suicide. Like, let's just break a scenario down real quick. Let's say a dude had a good job. He was making about 75, 90K, 100K a year, right? Had a wife, had some kids. But let's say that job was his livelihood. So, with the job being his livelihood, that means if he was to lose it, which in this scenario, let's say he loses his job, he loses his livelihood. Now, let's say he got about 50K saved up, right? He got enough to probably survive a year without struggling to pay the bills. But let's say that money dry up, and let's say everything go downhill. He start finding out when he down to his last 10K that his wife is fucking off on the dude that's doing better than him. Then while all that going on, the kids failing in school because it's looking like a divorce is finna be on the horizon. They starting to act up because life is changing for them as well when the finances become low. Now let's look at it like everybody looking at him at the man that was doing good, the family, the other woman's family, the kids looking at him. Now they looking at the father like a failure. And this is the pressure that men have to face. Of course, the simple thing to tell the man is, hey man, you got to get it back in. But let's talk about the feelings of a beta male or the feelings of a man that is too emotional to handle the harshness of life. Buddy is about to smoke himself, especially if he ain't used to adversity. This is why people say going through adversity builds character, because you won't lose your brain. You won't lose your shit when the struggle come back to find you. Now, to my point, I understand why he blew his mind out, because at the end of the day, all they gonna really, everybody just looking at you to solve the problem again. Now, what if you don't? What if you know in your soul, hey, I might not even be able to duplicate what I did. You know what I'm saying? So the next option, and some people can't look at themselves as living below what they've already been. If they've been to the top, they can't. They don't want to live in the middle. They tasted that top, and life is gonna push you to try to get to that top. But your emotions and your mental health and all that shit ain't gonna matter. So a lot of men forget that. They forget that on the rise to the top that you gotta numb all of that, because if you don't, if you seeking sympathy and you want your girl to care about you on this day because you feeling bad, and then you gonna let that get to you, she gonna fuck off on you, bro, and then you only gonna make your depression worse. So just to get to my point faster, because I can go all day about this type of shit. Suicide, I understand suicide because don't nobody care if you was here and you couldn't do nothing for them. Bottom line, as a man, go ahead and go ahead and off yourself, bro. Because if you stick around and you ain't able to help pay the bills, nobody ain't gonna even want you around. So I'm not saying if you want to stick around, be useless, be useful. Don't be useless if you gonna stay around. But if you know that you ain't gonna be as useful as you wanna be and you can't live like that, go ahead and do what you gotta do.